When the pandemic first started, I was in grade 12 and it was close to March break, so we got sent home for an extra 2 weeks. And I initially thought that we'd return right after that and go back to normal. But then during the break, we realized that we probably wouldn't be going back anytime soon. Because of the switch to online learning, all of my courses were being taught through an online platform called D2L. Basically, I would check D2L every day as well as my school email to see what was expected of me for the day or for the week. Most of my teachers just posted narrated lessons with animations to go through the work. I was taking math and science, so a lot of my work was just watching the videos, doing the practice questions, and then doing an online quiz. So I found that now that I was learning from home, it was kind of taking me less time because I could do the lectures on my own time and then do the homework on my own time, and the only deadline I really had to meet was test dates. So it gave me more free time, more time to spend with my family, but all in all, I really miss actually going to school. For the most part, I found the work to be less challenging as there wasn't that much expected of me, but for my one class, I found that my teacher was making things a lot harder as he knew that we had the ability to cheat on tests, but I just didn't feel that the assignments and tests were a good example of what was learned in the content. Because this all happened during my last year of high school, I missed a lot of those milestone moments that people look forward to. I didn't have a senior year prom, and I didn't have a graduation. I didn't get to say goodbye to my teachers, and I didn't see a lot of my friends and still haven't, and just felt like I kind of lost the last good bits of high school. Overall, I was really sad about the changes. Not getting those milestone things really impacted me as they were things I was looking forward to. My original plan after high school was to go to the University of Waterloo, live on residence, and be part of the life science program. I had decided this way back, and this was still the plan that I was going to follow through with. I did start to debate whether it was worth it to start this year, as everything was most likely going to be online. And at first I didn't know for sure if it would be online fully or if there was a chance I could still have in-person classes. So once I began to realize that school was going to be completely online, I started thinking more about deferring, but eventually I came to the end decision that I still wanted to go, and at least I'd have 1 year under my belt. So at first I thought that residence would be a way that I could still get some of the university experience even though it was going to be completely online. But then the university started releasing a lot of rules about where you could go and who you could see. If you wanted someone to come to your dorm, they had to be someone living in your residence, and that includes your family and friends from not at your school. So I was going to make it really hard to see my friends, my family, my boyfriend, and meet new people. And the whole reason I wanted to go was to meet new people. So after I learned more about these rules, I decided that it was probably going to make me feel really isolated and lonely, and that I just wanted to stay home. When classes first started, I was feeling really overwhelmed. I initially had 5 courses and 3 labs. As I started to look into what was expected of me, it appeared more like I was taking 8 courses. Because labs can't be delivered in person, instead of it being the hands-on portion to your lecture, it was more like a separate class itself, which was giving me a lot of work to complete in a week. I was working from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. So I decided maybe this isn't what I want to do. I don't want to be unhappy doing this. So I decided to speak with an academic advisor at my school, and she talked me through my options, and I decided that cutting a couple courses would probably be the best option for me. And so I decided to cut my course load down to 3 courses and 2 labs, so around 5 courses. Now that I've cut down my course load, I feel a lot more comfortable. There's still weeks that are really challenging, but I'm starting to get into my groove. I'm staying really organized and on top of everything. I did have to accept the idea that I'll probably have to take an extra semester or take a couple summer courses, but I decided that I'd rather do better in less courses right now while things are online than struggle through a lot more courses and do poorly. I've always been really excited to go to university. I've always liked school, and I've always looked forward to those university experiences of moving out, staying on res, meeting new people, and obviously with COVID that kind of changed things. Staying at home to do my online school was probably the best option for me. It allows me to stay in a place where I'm comfortable and where I have family and friends that support me. It allows me a little more freedom to see my friends and family when I want to, and it's also allowed me to keep my part-time job. It's also been a huge financial save, and especially since I'm still continuing to work, it's allowing me to save more money for my future years at school. My first year, I expected going to Frosh Week and orientation and big lectures and getting to explore my university campus, and now I don't even really know what my university campus looks like. I've never been there. Once I do eventually go to school, it's going to be kind of weird not knowing anything about my school, but still having done a whole year with them. But I do genuinely feel that this was the best decision, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think anyone can really say for sure when this will end or when things will get better. And I think once things do get better, if there's a vaccine or something, that it will still be a slow progression back to normal life. And I feel that some things probably won't change completely back. Online school is always going to be a challenge for me and for many others. It's all about time management. It's a lot of teaching yourself, so it's really important that you get a good grasp of the content, especially for me in science. It's really important that you actually understand what you're learning in order to answer the questions that are going to be on the tests and assignments. I definitely think that as this semester continues and possibly next semester, I'll get more used to working online and possibly even meet more people that are in my courses. My biggest hope is that next year we'll return to being in-person classes, but until then it's all about taking it day by day and just making decisions based on what I know. Overall, I think I've learned that it's important not to be hard on yourself during times like this, especially when you're making important decisions. Initially, my plan was to go to university right away, take all the courses I was supposed to take, and just get things done in the 4 years. But now that I've been faced with these challenges with online learning and with the pandemic, I realized that that's not really what's important. What's important is having balance and being happy. If you're doing schoolwork all day, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to have a life. So I've realized that it's okay to take an extra semester, take a couple less courses. It's not going to change much in the long run.